Hey everyone, it's Shannon. I teach all levels vinyasa and yang yin at Flourish Yoga and Wellness on Monday nights. And I'm just checking in with you all, giving you a little rundown on some tips for a home practice. And I'm going to do that by sharing what works for me. So going to the studio is great and it's awesome, but sometimes we don't have an hour 5 days a week or even 4 days a week to devote to going to a studio. So a home practice is really beneficial to keep your body kind of loose and relaxed, to keep stress and anxiety at ease, and all of those things are really important to us now in these uncertain times. So your home practice doesn't have to be an hour long even. My home practice is usually not. Most of the time it's all I can do to say, just get on the mat. And when you're at home, there are other things that call to your attention. So if you can be consistent over like perhaps carving out that long amount of time, if you can consistently get to your mat for 15 to 20 minutes every day of the week, your body's going to respond to yoga and you're going to feel better and you're going to be able to manage stress and anxiety better. And you'll have that kind of root practice, something that you can depend on, in a state of the world where maybe you're not sure what you can depend on anymore. So having a yoga practice will give you that sense of home and like that you're doing something good for your body. Yoga is great too because even if you do start to feel unwell, you can still do some yoga. I wake up every morning, do child's pose. You totally do child's pose in bed. You can do some nice side stretches in bed. You can do twists, even if you're not feeling good, and that will still kind of get the blood moving throughout your body, and the breath animating all of your cells. So my home practice, like I said, I try to get to the mat. Honestly, 30 minutes is what I aim for, but sometimes I don't do 30 whole minutes. I only have 15 to 20. So I try minimum 15 to 20. And I usually start with the sun salutations. What's great about the sun salutations is it's a small sequence. You can string them together and do them multiple times, and that's all your practice needs to be. Those sun salutations are designed to kind of hit every aspect of the body and really prepare it and like get the blood flowing to all of the necessary big parts, right? So we have forward bends, we have backward bends, we have standing rotation internally, standing rotation with external rotation, inversion. We have all that in a sun salutation. So it really is a nice comprehensive practice, a really basic comprehensive practice. So I encourage you, if you're struggling to find a way to practice or you just can't find videos that are online, which there are a ton right now. I'm so excited about all the yoga teachers that have stepped up to put online content. It's just amazing right now to see that. So you should have plenty of material, but if you're just trying to establish something of your own, something that you can do in 15 to 20 minutes, I encourage you to look up sun salutations and start just doing them repeatedly. I know it's always nice to be led, but sometimes it's nice to have an internal guidance where you're going at your own pace and you know what the next thing is, and you're just repeating that movement. And every time you do it, your body's going to get more and more adept at those poses, and they're going to be stronger in those poses, and you're going to be opening more every time you do it. So don't worry about doing the same poses every day. If it gets a little boring, your mind may go into this meditative state where you're just like inhale, exhale, you're just moving with your breath and you're not thinking about what's the next pose. So that's a good thing. Monotony and repetition is a good thing, especially in yoga, I think, in my opinion. And then after that, say you do some sun salutations and you do have 30 minutes that you can carve out. I will do the sun salutations, and then I'll just kind of see what does my body want to work on. Lately, I've been working on strengthening my shoulder. I broke my shoulder a few years ago, and I haven't put the necessary practice into rehabbing, like building up the strength in that shoulder. So that's what I've been working on since the beginning of the year. And so for me, that looks like properly doing chaturanga, right? So I'm working on using my props, doing modifications to build up the strength to allow me to do chaturanga correctly, right? And I'm paying attention to my body in the different phases of that practice. I'm recording myself so I can see what I look like in that practice. And I'll do that for 5 or 10 minutes. Just practicing chaturanga, resting in child's pose, practicing a little bit more. If I'm really sore from a previous practice, I might work on balance. Balance is another thing that I'm always striving for as we get older. I want to make sure I have a strong center of balance so that I'm not falling down and breaking a hip later in my golden years. Another thing that you can always work on is core strengthening. And so just like those 3 things, like you could do your sun salutations for 15 minutes, and then you could work on to practicing chaturanga or inversions or back bends, whatever you're kind of interested in helping your body grow more into. And then you can do a couple twists, lay down, do a bridge or 2, and then relax into shavasana. And if you did something like that every day, I feel like you would see amazing progress in your body. When I was doing yoga every day, when I was just starting, the transformation in my body, it was more open, it was stronger. Stress and anxiety was not as hard for me to deal with. It was really great. So I encourage you, especially now that we're all kind of stuck in the house, to find a quiet corner. Another great thing about yoga is it doesn't take a lot of space or a lot of equipment. So you really don't have any reason not to be able to do it if you can just find some place that's long enough for your body to stretch out. You can totally do yoga. I do yoga in my jeans. If I'm walking around and I'm wearing jeans and I just feel like popping into downward dog, I can do that. So you don't need special clothes. You don't need special instruments to do yoga every day. So I encourage you all to do that. If there's some routine that you want to see, perhaps maybe you are looking at like, I would love to be able to do wheel one day. So how can I have a practice for prepping to do that? Or if you want to know what my chaturanga practice is, just give us a shout out here on Facebook or email hello@flourishyogasto.com, and we'll try to put something up for you. We will put something up for you. Take care, everyone.